Chapter 1: America's billion-dollar Golden Dome ambition: how to shoot down hypersonic missiles from space. Right from the title, you have heard of a billion-dollar ambition that America is working hard to realize: a hypersonic missile defense system from space, a space Golden Dome, which just hearing it sounds magnificent and full of science fiction. But this is not a sci-fi story, but a reality that is heating up every day in the field of weapons and defense. Hypersonic weapons, the monster that makes the superpowers have a headache. Before going into America's ambitions, we must understand why hypersonics make countries restless. Hypersonic missiles are incredibly fast machines, flying more than 5 times faster than the speed of sound, that is, over 6,000 kilometers per hour, and at the same time have extremely flexible control capabilities, making intercepting them almost a cat-and-mouse game with a low probability of success. For example, imagine you are playing catch-a-ball when the ball is flying 5 times faster than normal, and it does not fly straight but suddenly changes direction. Who can catch it? Similarly, current defense systems often have difficulty detecting and defeating hypersonic attacks. The US and the hypersonic missile defense race. Understanding this threat, the US cannot sit still. They have set out the ambition to build the most modern hypersonic defense system, even deploying it from space, an idea that sounds crazy, but is a decisive strategic step. This is the Golden Dome project, a golden dome protecting from above. This idea is based on using satellites and super-modern radar technology to detect and track hypersonic missiles right from the first stage, that is, when they are just launched into the atmosphere or flying in high space. From there, the system can coordinate attacks or provide early warning to ground defense forces. For example, imagine you could see the ball in a game of catch as soon as it was thrown out of your opponent's hand. You would have much more time to prepare to catch it than when the ball was already flying close. The same is true with hypersonic missiles. The earlier you detect it, the higher the chance of interception. Technical and financial challenges. Of course, deploying a hypersonic defense system in space is not simple. In addition to the super-modern technology factor, the cost of a project like this is estimated to be up to billions of US dollars. Developing a high-resolution space radar system, building satellites capable of operating in the harsh conditions of space, synchronizing data from a variety of devices, and, most importantly, ensuring extremely fast reactions to take down hypersonic missiles within minutes or even seconds, all require a huge investment in human resources, material resources, and time. Funny example: if you have ever played a video game that requires quick reflexes, you will understand that taking down a hypersonic missile is like playing the game of the century at the highest level, where you are not allowed to hesitate for a second. Goals and strategic significance. Looking deeper, America's ambition is not just a simple defense technology, but also a step to maintain its global military hegemony in the 21st century. In the arms race with China, Russia, and many other countries developing hypersonic weapons, being able to intercept from space will help the US protect military bases, strategic industrial centers, and even people from surprise attacks. Not only that, the success of the project will also create a new red line in modern warfare, forcing countries to consider carefully before using hypersonic missiles, because the possibility of being shot down from the sky will reduce their tactical effectiveness. Chapter 2: Technology and Solutions: the secret behind the US Golden Dome. 1. Super-modern radar technology: the eye of space. To be able to intercept hypersonic missiles from space, the first step is to accurately detect and track targets with high speed and great flexibility. The US is investing in developing an orbital radar system capable of scanning the entire sky, distinguishing superfast objects from other objects in harsh space environmental conditions. These radars use modern phased array radar technology, which helps change the direction of electronic waves extremely quickly, without requiring physical movement of the antenna. In addition, millimeter wave technology provides high resolution to accurately identify missiles, distinguishing them from space debris or other satellites. Illustrative example: imagine you are a player of high-speed ping pong but playing in the dark, and the radar is the super bright flashlight that helps you see every movement of the ball. 2. Satellite surveillance and data link. Operating a space radar system requires a series of satellites to coordinate with each other, forming a network that continuously monitors all directions. This is not only a problem of satellite technology, but also an extremely complex data link problem to process huge amounts of information in real time. The US is developing a satellite system that can automatically transmit data to control centers on the ground, combined with artificial intelligence to recognize patterns and predict the flight direction of missiles, thereby providing the most effective interception plan. Illustrative example: like a very well-coordinated soccer team, each satellite is a player in charge of an area, working together to pass the ball, data, at the speed of light to score a goal. Interception. 3. Missile interceptor system. Rapid detection is not enough. The US also needs an interceptor missile system that reacts extremely quickly and has high accuracy. This type of missile must fly near hypersonic speed or use a high-energy warhead to destroy the target immediately upon detection. The US is currently testing many types of modern interceptor missiles, from the THAAD ground defense system to space-based interceptor systems such as the future satellite-based laser combat system. For example, if a hypersonic missile is like a fast-flying bullet, then an interceptor missile is a sharpshooter who can aim and shoot accurately in the blink of an eye. 4. Technical and testing challenges. Space technology always has potential risks and extremely high costs. Maintaining satellites operating continuously in an environment with strong radiation, sudden temperature changes, and the risk of collision with space debris is a big challenge. In addition, rapid response technology requires sophisticated software that can predict and process data at lightning speed to make the right decisions in a split second. The US has conducted a series of laboratory and field tests to perfect this system, with valuable lessons learned from previous missile defense projects such as Patriot and Aegis. Chapter 3. Consequences and the Future. Hypersonic arms race and space defense systems. 1. Geopolitical impact. The US possession of a hypersonic missile defense system in space will change the global balance of power. Rival countries such as Russia and China cannot sit idly by in the face of this threat, and will seek to counter it with new technologies, possibly stealth hypersonic missiles, electronic weapons, or cyber attacks. This opens up a new arms race in space, an area that has previously received less attention than on the ground or in the air. 2. Impact on global security. If the Golden Dome system is successful, it will help reduce the risk of surprise attacks, thereby creating more stability in international relations. However, it can also increase tensions, as each country wants to upgrade its defense and attack power, leading to the risk of a new weapons spiral. For example, in a boxing match, when a boxer upgrades his gloves to block a punch better, his opponent must also upgrade his gloves to punch harder, and the match becomes more intense. 3. The future of hypersonic weapons defense. In the future, defense technology will become increasingly automated, using artificial intelligence and robots to detect, make decisions, and react faster than any human. In addition, international cooperation in arms control and space security may become a trend to limit the risk of weapons confrontation between major powers. Summary: the US is betting its future on a hypersonic missile defense system called Golden Dome to protect the country from threats from hypersonic missiles of opponents. Modern phased array radar technology, surveillance satellites, and interceptor missiles are important elements of this system. However, the technical challenges and huge costs make this a difficult but promising project. The space arms race is opening a new chapter in global security, with far-reaching impacts on geopolitics, military strategy, and the future of the world. Follow the History and War channel to update the most in-depth and comprehensive analysis on this topic. Call to action. If you are interested in the hot developments of the high-tech arms race and want to be updated with fast and accurate news, don't forget to subscribe to the History and War channel. Click like, share videos to spread information, and click the subscribe button to not miss any in-depth analysis and commentary on history and war in the world.